Hello, my dear students. In today's class, we are going to see a few more examples on rank because you should understand how to tackle with the examples of finding rank. Now, in the exam, it will not be asked like this that find the row rank or column rank. No, it may be asked actually. They may ask you that find row rank or column rank in this way, or they may simply ask you find rank. This may also happen. So if it is asked row rank and column rank, then it is simpler. You can directly find row rank or column rank, whatever is asked. But the question is, if it is asked like this that find the rank of the following matrix, then how you are going to tackle that problem? This is the question. So the answer to that question is given by few properties and few theorems that we have discussed in the last class. So what properties and what theorems we have discussed? First of all, the first thing is row rank is equal to column rank, that we have discussed, right? Next, yes, so we have proved that column rank is equal to row rank. The second thing is, if A is a matrix of order m by n, then rank of A is always less equal minimum of what? M comma n. So this is an important thing to note. So now let us solve these examples. So we have already solved these two examples. Which one? The A and what? F. We have already done. Now I will solve one more for you. Let us do C. Now it is asked that find the rank. So the question is what to find. We are supposed to find row rank or column rank. This is the question. And answer to that question is simple. See, whenever the question is asked find the rank, then don't find row rank and column rank both, because you know column rank and row rank are always equal, and which is equal to what? Rank of the matrix. So either you find column rank or either you find row rank, because both are going to be equal, and that is going to give you the rank of the matrix. So now the question is what to find, row rank or column rank, and the answer to that question is given by this property. So if your order of the matrix is m cross n, then rank of A is equal to what? Minimum of m comma n, right? So you are supposed to check the minimum of number of rows and number of columns. So for this particular matrix, here how many rows are there? M is equal to 3 and n is equal to what? 4. Means number of rows are 3 and number of columns are 4. So which one will be easier to find, row rank or column rank? Naturally finding row rank is going to be easy because number of rows are only 3, and since number of columns are 4, it is going to be little bit lengthy. In this way you can decide. आता जर ए एक्झाम्पल आपण बघितलं तर इथे 4 रोज होते आणि 2 कॉलम्स होते, then which one is simpler to find, row rank or column rank? Naturally finding column rank is easier because only 2 columns are there. So just see which one is minimum, rows or columns. If columns is minimum, then you find column rank. If row is minimum, then you find what? Row rank, and that is going to give you what? The rank of the matrix. Now in this particular example, we are going to find what? The row rank. Now since some students demanded to solve few more examples on this topic, so here I am going to solve one more example. Okay, the example C. So I will use the notation A for this matrix. So I will say let A is equal to, my matrix is 1 1 0 1 1 2 2 1 3 4 2 and 3. Now since we are going to find row rank, so I will use the notation as R1 is equal to 1 1 0 1, R2 is equal to 1 2 2 1, R3 is equal to 3 4 2 and 3. Now we are going to find only row rank, so I will not mention the columns. So we know row rank is equal to, or I'll say we know the row space, right? Dimension of row space is the row rank. So we know row space of A, I will call it as R. R is equal to row space of A is equal to set of all alpha 1 R1 plus alpha 2 R2 plus alpha 3 R3 such that this alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3 belongs to what? R. Now since our rank is always less equal minimum of m comma n, in this case it is minimum of 3 comma 4, which is 3. So it is clear that our rank should be either 1 or 2 or 3. Rank cannot be 0 because it is a non-zero matrix. Okay, now let us see what rank do we get here. So this set is equal to linear span of, this is linear span of S, where what is our S? Where our S is containing these 3 rows, that is R1, R2 and R3, and I am going to call it as sum. Now let us check whether this S is linearly independent or not. If this set is linearly independent, then we are going to say that S is a basis and therefore the row rank will be what? 3. So let us see whether this S is linearly independent or not. So what I will say, let alpha 1 R1 plus alpha 2 R2 plus alpha 3 R3 is equal to, now since these are elements of R raised to 4, so I will have 0 in R raised to 4, where this alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3 are real numbers, and I am going to call it as sum 2. Now let us put the values of R1, R2 and R3. Therefore alpha 1, my R1 is 1, 1, 0, 1 plus alpha 2, my R2 is 1, 2, 2, 1 plus alpha 3, my R3 is 3, 4, 2, 3, which is equal to, yeah. Now let us do the calculations. So therefore what we are going to get, therefore alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus 3 alpha 3 comma alpha 1 plus 2 alpha 2 plus 4 alpha 3 comma 2 alpha 2 plus 2 alpha 3 comma alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus 3 alpha 3 is equal to 0, 0, 0 and 0. Now simply compare. Therefore what you are going to get is alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus 3 alpha 3 is equal to 0, alpha 1 plus 2 alpha 2 plus 4 alpha 3 is equal to 0, 2 alpha 2 plus 2 alpha 3 is equal to 0, and alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus 3 alpha 3 is equal to 0. जर इथं तुम्हाला काहीतरी रिलेशन दिसत असेल R1, R2 आणि R3 मध्ये, तुम्ही डायरेक्टली म्हणू शकता की your set is linearly dependent. So do you see some relation? By simple observation, at least I am not able to see some relation. So then let us do it then. Okay. So what will be my augmented matrix? Augmented matrix is, so which operations? On R2 we are going to perform R2 minus R1. Then on R4 we are going to perform R4 minus R1. So this will be equivalent to, so which is equivalent to, first row will be as it is. Now R2 minus R1, this will be 0, this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 1, this is going to be 0. I guess this will be as it is, 0, 2, 2. This is going to be 0, 0, 0, and this is going to be 0, 0. So it's now easy to guess what is the rank. So what should be the rank? It should be 2, right? So by, I will say by R3 minus twice R2. Is that okay? So this will be equivalent to 1 1 3. Better I write like this, right? So what we are going to get, this will be 0 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 and 0. That's it. Now let us write down the equivalent system. So first of all, I'll mention the rank. So therefore rank is equal to 2, which is less than number of unknowns, and number of unknowns are 3. So your system has infinite solution. So since system has infinite solution, it is clear that your set is linearly dependent. So that set S cannot be basis. So we are supposed to remove some vectors from that set, which will make that set linearly independent. Now it is very much clear that your rank is not 3, because the set S is coming linearly dependent. So rank should be either 1 or 2. So let us see what rank do we get. So therefore I'll say system has infinite solution. Now in order to find the relation between R1, R2 and R3, we will find the values of alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3 in terms of parameter. So therefore number of parameters that we are going to use is here. Number of parameters that we are going to use is 3 minus 2, which is 1. Now let us write down the equivalent system. Equivalent system is and it is alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus thrice alpha 3 is equal to 0, and alpha 2 plus alpha 3 is equal to 0. So I am going to use parameter for alpha 3. So I will say put alpha 3 is equal to t, where this t belongs to what? R. So what will be my alpha 2? Therefore my alpha 2 will be minus t. Now let us find alpha 1. So put alpha 1 and alpha 2 in this alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus so if you want you can give some name to it, but you can understand that. So I will just mention the arrows. So you are going to use the values here. So therefore what you are going to get, so it will be alpha 1 minus t and plus 3t, which will be equal to 0, and therefore alpha 1 will be minus 2t. So which value of t you are going to use? So just you are supposed to avoid the fraction, but if you use any value of t, still it is going to work. So I will go for any value, in the sense any integer value. If you use fraction value, then you will get fraction, but I want integer values, so I will go for 1, and therefore your values of alpha 1 will be minus 2. Therefore alpha 1 is minus 2, alpha 2 is going to be minus 1, and alpha 3 will be 1. So I will use this alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3 in order to get the relation between R1, R2 and R3. So therefore you will get minus 2 R1 minus R2 plus R3 will be equal to 0. Now let us find the value of R2 with the help of this. So what will be my value of R2? Therefore my R2 will be R3 minus twice R1. So I am going to use this value of R2 in 1. So use above equation in 1. Therefore what will be our row space R is equal to set of all alpha 1 R1 plus alpha 2. My R2 is R3 minus twice R1 plus alpha 3 R3, such that this alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3 belongs to what? R. So which is further equal to, so this is equal to set of all alpha 1. What is the coefficient of R1? Alpha 1 minus twice alpha 2, right? alpha 1 minus twice alpha 2, so this is R1. Now what is the coefficient of R3? It is alpha 2 plus alpha 3 R3. So you can easily see here which was the problemmatic vector that has vanished automatically. The problematic vector was R2. Okay, so असं काही नाही आहे की R2 is the problematic vector. आपण फक्त अशी एक वेक्टर काढली की हा सेट जो आहे ती वेक्टर काढल्यानंतर लिनियरली इंडिपेंडंट होऊ शकतो, होईलच असं नाही. आता इथे बघा की आपण याच्यावरनं R3 ची पण किंमत काढू शकतो ना, मग त्या केसमध्ये इथनं R3 गायब होईल. ज्याच्यावरनं आपण R1 ची किंमत काढली तर मग R1 व्हॅनिश होईल. इट डिपेंड्स व्हॉट दिस रिलेशन इज. ओके, सो ठीक आहे देन. सो आता अल्फा 1 मायनस ट्वाइस अल्फा 2 हा एक रिअल नंबरच आहे, त्यामुळे मी त्याला काहीतरी अल्फा डॅश किंवा अल्फा 1 डॅश असं काहीतरी म्हणूया R1. आता अल्फा 2 प्लस अल्फा 3 सुद्धा एक रिअल नंबर, म्हणून मी त्याला अल्फा 2 डॅश म्हणतो, such that this alpha 1 dash and alpha 2 dash belongs to R. Now this is equal to linear span of S1. My left hand side is R, where what is our S1? Where our S1 is now containing only two vectors, that is R1 and R3. Okay, so I'll call it as sum 3. Now to check linear independence of R1 and R3. Okay, and I leave it to you. You can easily see that you'll get this R1 and R3 to be linearly independent. You can do it on your own. So directly I will say here, you do it on your own. Why R1 and R3 will be linearly independent? See, what is a simple observation? Just let me see what is my R1 and R3. Yes, this is my R1 first row and R3 is 3 4 2 3. So if you observe properly, they are not scalar multiples of each other, right? Whenever your set is having two vectors, and if they are scalar multiples of each other, then the set becomes linearly dependent. So if they are not scalar multiples of each other, then we can directly say that that set is linearly independent. If your set is containing two vectors, Diana, पण तुम्हाला इथं दिसू शकतं की इथे 0 आहे ना, so it is very much clear that, so therefore these two vectors R1 and R3 will not be scalar multiples of each other. It's difficult. If you multiply first row by 3, then you will get 3 3 0 3. You are not getting this row back. जर तुम्ही सेकंड कंपोनंट ऍडजस्ट करायला गेला की नाही, सेकंड कंपोनंट तर 4 आहे, मग पहिल्या रोला तुम्ही 4 ने मल्टिप्लाय करून बघाल. जर तुम्ही पहिल्या रोला 4 ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर मग पहिला कंपोनंट 4 येईल, पण इथं तर पहिला कंपोनंट 3 आहे. तुम्ही याचा विचार केला की अरे आता 2 आणूया, इथे तर 2 आणणं शक्यच नाहीये. तुम्ही कशाने जरी मल्टिप्लाय केलं, स्टील यू आर गोइंग टू गेट 0 ओनली. आणि इथं 3 आहे, जर 3 ने पुन्हा मल्टिप्लाय करायला गेलात तर शेवटचा कोऑर्डिनेट आणि पहिला कोऑर्डिनेट तर 3 होईल, पण सेकंड कोऑर्डिनेट सुद्धा 3 होऊन जाईल. So this is a simple observation. Therefore R1 and R3 are not scalar multiples of each other, and therefore this S1 will be linearly independent. पण ते तुम्ही घरी करू शकता. So therefore directly I will say S1 is linearly independent, and I'll call it as sum, I guess, 4. So therefore from 3 and 4 you can say S1 is a basis of R, that is row space of A. Therefore from 3 and 4 S1 is a basis of R, and therefore dimension of R is equal to what? 2. That is nothing but row rank, right? Row rank of A is equal to 2, and therefore rank of A is nothing but 2, because row rank is nothing but column rank and it is nothing but our rank, and that is what we wanted to find. I hope you got it, and you can even check the answer by our usual method by applying some elementary row operations. Okay, you can see that rank is 2 only. So that's all then. for this class. I hope you understood this. So you can try some examples on your own. Lot of examples are here in this question. You can specially try this one. This is going to be lengthy, avoid it, but still you can try this one also. So this B and D you can try,